Everyone always talks about harsh Islamic preachers. You know, the people who are yelling and screaming and making Islam sound really harsh and strict.
All are dead. All are dead. Nothing moves, nothing stops, nothing makes, nothing breaks, nothing gives, nothing takes, nothing rises, and nothing falls, nothing harms, and nothing benefits. Illallah.
People always talk about how they're off-putting and they make Islam look bad and this and that, but to be honest, I always liked these type of preachers. I always liked these preachers because they were true to themselves and they were true to Islam. Of course, Islam has peaceful and beautiful elements to it, but we can't deny that the punishment is real. Jahannam is real. You can't just give one side of Islam and treat it like it's sunshine and rainbows. You have to give the whole picture. Basically, you can't talk about the promise of Jannah without also mentioning the punishment of Jahannam. These preachers have something that so many Muslims have lost in the modern day, which is fearing Allah. Because you see and you look at the modern narrative of Islam with like these modern preachers and everything. They all try and focus on love and peace and all of these things. And I'm not saying these preachers are bad because, to be honest, they are good. But you have to understand it fully. A lot of these liberal Muslims have made Islam seem like something that's just all fun and games. That you don't have to worry about your sins or your punishment because at the end of the day, Allah is the only one that can judge you. The truth is, a lot of these people are pushing this narrative because they don't want to take responsibility. It might sound harsh, but really it's for your own good if you think about it. And a lot of people would also say that Islam is too strict, like there's too many rules and it's too harsh. Really, I was thinking about this and it's the complete wrong way to look at life. The Western world has made people think that the true highest calling in life is absolute freedom. That freedom to follow their desires and do whatever they want, that's what success looks like. But in reality, it's the opposite. If we look at the people who live the best lives, these people are the most disciplined. They follow Allah's rulings. They don't just do whatever they want and call it freedom. Because the truth is, freedom is not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to stay disciplined and strict on what Allah told you you have to stay strict on. People don't like hearing this, but when you look at the people who live the happiest, most fulfilled, and best lives, it's always the people who follow Allah's command. And you look at the people who are depressed and who are suicidal, these are the people who are completely hedonistic and focus on freedom. So look, this is how you actually stop sins and start living a better life. You have to understand that you need to fear Allah. Unlike a lot of these preachers and liberal Muslims will try and make it out to be, Islam is not a spectator sport. You need to take accountability of your actions, and to do that, you have to understand that Allah is capable of punishment. Let's be honest, this is a hard pill to swallow, but if you actually understand it and apply it, this is how you actually stop sins. Because when you know that Jahannam exists, when you know the severity of Jahannam, the severity of the punishment that Allah could put on you, then you're never going to even stay close to sins. And you'll realize that these seemingly harsh people, these preachers that are screaming, these haram police, some people might say, these people, at the end of the day, they have your best intention in mind. The best thing for you is not freedom and following your desires, but rather it's staying disciplined on the path of Allah. Real quick, my name is Halim. I help Muslims go from losers to winners. Check out the top link in the description if you want to break free from procrastination, inshallah. At the end of the day, of course you have to love Allah, and Allah is also the most loving, but that's not the end of the equation. Allah is also the most just, which means He's going to punish you for the bad things you did. A true believer has a lot of love for Allah in his heart, but at the same time a lot of fear for the capability of punishment. And also a component of fearing Allah, or taqwa, is knowing that Allah is always watching you. If you actually understand this, this is one of the best ways to stop sins. If you think about doing a sin and then remember that Allah is literally watching you every single moment, you're going to be a lot less likely to do whatever that sin is. And you're also going to have that accountability and understanding that, for example, if your dad or your family member was there watching you while you were doing that sin, you probably wouldn't do it. So now when Allah is watching you, you're definitely not going to do it. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Don't forget to not stop making dua to Allah. Check out Clean Islamic Streetwear in the description. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.